My sister sold my wedding ring so that she could pay for her honeymoon. Story time. So my sister and I literally never got along. She was literally always the golden child. She would constantly cry to my parents so that she could get her way. And my parents spoilt her like no other. Growing up, I literally hated the way she acted, but I tried to ignore it and just get on with my life. So one day when my parents were driving to work, they got in a really bad accident and we lost both of my parents. Of course, I was absolutely heartbroken, but in a way, I was kind of glad that there was no one there to spoil my sister anymore. However, sure enough, she found somebody else to leech on and she got a boyfriend. When she said jump, he said how high. And eventually they ended up getting engaged. Poor guy. And as you can probably imagine, my sister had big plans for this wedding. She got the most expensive dress, she got a massive venue, she got a caterer, went wild with the decorations. And she really wanted to cap it off with a honeymoon in Hawaii. With all the spending she'd been doing, she had run out of money. Did she call to bail her out? 10 points if you guessed me. She called me. My sister knew that I was doing okay, my husband was very well off, and she had the audacity to ask me if I would give her the entire honeymoon for her wedding present. And yeah, I could 100% afford it, but was I gonna do it? No. There was absolutely no way I was doing that for her, the way she treated me and my parents growing up. This woman begged and pleaded, but there was no way I was giving in. A few days later, I returned home from work, and you know when you just feel like something is off with your house? Realised that my ground floor window was open, and I literally never opened that window, so it was not me. I was looking around and pretty much everything seemed normal, but then I found my jewellery box and realised that quite a few bits were out of place. And that was when I realised that my wedding band and my engagement ring had gone missing. And let's just say, it didn't take me long to work out who the culprit was as to where it had gone. So I made sure not to confront her right away. I wanted to get evidence. I was taking pictures. I even bought a fingerprint kit. That's hard to say. And I used that to test the area. All this happened a week before her wedding. So 7 days later, I attend the wedding without saying a single word to anyone. Wedding was really nice, but she spent a lot of money, so of course it's going to be nice. Then, the next day, she got on a flight to Hawaii, her dream honeymoon destination. Who was on the flight out afterwards? Me. So when I got into Hawaii, the first thing I did was get in touch with the police. And I gave them all the evidence that I had collected. They were able to confirm that my sister was in fact the crook based on her fingerprints. And when they asked me where they could find her, of course I told her, because she told me everything. She told me where she was going, what dinner reservation she was going to have, what hotel she was going to. So I made sure to arrive at this fancy restaurant at the same time as the police. I sat in the corner with like a proper little detective setup. I had a hat on, sunglasses, and I was snapping all of the pics. Ones of her getting into handcuffs. I got ones of her getting into the cop car. Just as she was looking out the window in the police car, she turned to me and I waved her goodbye. I wanted her to know that I was the one that had ratted her out. And as soon as I got back to my hotel, I sent all of the pictures to our friends and family. And now they no longer want anything to do with this pathetic little girl. Apparently her husband had absolutely no idea that this was going on. He was mortified by her behaviour and has left her already. And from what I know now, she lives in a tiny little apartment somewhere.